What's up, y'all? Now we're gonna be watching I'm Allergic to Water from Share My Story.
Hey, I'm Victoria, and I was only 14 when my whole life changed. It was a regular morning, and I was taking a shower before school, like I always did. After I was done, I used a towel to dry myself off. That's when I noticed that I was completely covered in hives. At first, it didn't seem like a big deal, but the hives got bigger and my whole skin started to burn and itch. The pain got so bad that my mom drove me to the hospital.
Ow.
Unfortunately, the doctors had no idea what was wrong with me. Finally, after 3 days inside the hospital, they diagnosed me with aquagenic urticaria, which is a fancy way of saying water allergy.
Ow.
Technically, it's not an allergy, but then again, no one really knows.
Okay. Give me a minute to find out what this is. And
What it is.
I'll tell you.
And because only 1 in 200 million people have it, there aren't any scientists trying to find a cure. It really sucks. When I got my diagnosis, I became seriously depressed because I thought my life was over. I mean, what boy would ever want to date a girl that doesn't take showers? I wanted to cry, but I couldn't because even my own tears cause rashes on my face.
Alright. Let me tell you a little something. I would not live without water. At all. Sure, she could probably drink water. The insides probably don't get affected. The outsides probably do. But just swimming in water is what I do practically at least once a week. I will at least go in the bath and play at least once a week, and I'm 12. Even in the shower, I will just stand there and let the water rain down on me. So I could not live without water. If I could describe myself as a god, let's say, in Greek mythology, I would consider myself a Poseidon daughter, because I would not live without water. If I didn't at least feel water on my hand once a day, I would freak out. I would be like, where's my water? I'd be terrified.
Life felt so unfair. But when my mom saw how I was feeling, she bought me a book called Life Without Limits by Nick Vujicic. He was born without legs and arms, yet he managed to create an extraordinary life for himself. Reading his story encouraged me to stop complaining about things I can't change and instead to focus on things that are in my control. I always dreamed of becoming a professional soccer player, but since I'm allergic to my own sweat, I had to give up on that dream. But instead of complaining how unfair the world is, I just chose a new career. Now I want to become a doctor and help other people, maybe even find a cure for an unusual condition like me. And I'm kind of lucky because where I live, it always rains. That means that most of the time I can't leave my house, so I have plenty of time to study. Oh, and in case you were wondering how I clean myself, I actually take 1 cold shower once a week. Yeah, afterwards I'm covered in hives and rashes for the rest of the day, but at least I'm clean. So you don't need to feel sorry for me, because overall, I'm doing pretty fine, and there are plenty of people who have it much worse than.
Okay, she said at least once a week she takes a shower, so I'd be a little fine with having her life unless it's summertime, because in summer I'd be extremely sad that I couldn't go to the beach or anything. So that would be, can't she still swim in soap? A weird question, but wouldn't she still be able to swim in things that are non-water, but wouldn't damage your skin, like bleach? It's a stupid question, I know, but, still, come on. There's gotta be some way you can still swim.
Me. I just wanted to share my story, and thank you for listening.
Okay, thanks for telling. Now,
An official message from Medicare. It's open enrollment.
Screw the ads. Alright, next one. Allergic to money? What? Mute. Let's go to the channel of this, and let's see which one we want to do next. My stepdad got me pregnant.
Hey, I'm Camille, and this story is about my crazy mother. She had a new boyfriend every week, and one time she even dated her own cousin. It was so gross, but everything changed when she met Michael. He was a decent guy with a stable job, no drug problems, and no former arrest by the police. So when they got married, I was truly happy for them. But, of course, my mom had to ruin everything. Because one day, my boyfriend and I came home late. We were completely wasted. And while I went to bed, he fell asleep on the couch. The next morning, he sent me a really disturbed message saying that my mom had made out with him last night while it was dark. He said he didn't notice it was my mom until it was too late and they, you know it. Well, this wasn't the first time she had tried to destroy my life. Back when I was 14, I asked her to stop wearing miniskirts because it was embarrassing. But the next day, she stormed into my school class wearing the shortest miniskirt I'd ever seen and screamed, "My daughter Camille thinks I'm an embarrassment. She doesn't want her mother to dress like a." Afterwards, I was made fun of for years. But this time, she had slept with my boyfriend and taken things too far. I knew I had to take my revenge. So the next morning, I came very close to her husband, Michael, and said, "Stepdaddy, can you make me some breakfast?" I even fluttered my eyes at him, but he just ignored it. In the end, I showed him my boyfriend's SMS and told him that his wife had slept with my boyfriend. And for the first time, I saw him getting angry. I mean, no wonder. He had treated my mom with so much respect, and in return, she had cheated on him with a 20-year-old boy. I knew he deserved someone better, and that person was me. I'm not allowed to talk about the details here on YouTube, but let's just say that for the next few months, me and my stepdad Michael had a very close relationship, and somehow I got pregnant. At first, I wasn't sure if I wanted to keep the baby, but then I realized that having a kid with my mom's husband was the ultimate revenge on her, and Michael was a good catch anyway, so I had nothing to lose.
Okay, sure. Ultimate revenge. I mean, I would do that. I mean, I'm a revengeful person, but are you sure you're really willing to risk the rest of your life at, like, what age did she even say she was? At that age, though? Like, are you sure about that? I mean, I would not be willing. I mean, if I ended up getting pregnant, I would keep the baby because I'm not an abortion type person. I would definitely not kill no children. No matter if I even hated them or not, I wouldn't care if I was 4. I would keep the child. Still, what? Come on, bro. Really? With your mother there, too? Having a child with your mother's husband, your stepdad.
But when I told her I was pregnant without knowing who the father was, she started laughing and said she had always known I would end up as a single mother. I got so mad. I was about to tell her the truth, but I knew it wasn't the right moment. And for the next few months, Michael took great care of me, even though my mom didn't like it. She said, "Michael, stop cooking her meals. She has to learn to be a single mom because that's what she is." It went on like this until I was giving birth. My mom was right next to me, making one sarcastic comment after the other, like, "Oh, this baby will be a problem child. It's already causing lots of trouble." At some point, I had enough and couldn't take it anymore. I screamed, "Michael got me pregnant. Your stupid husband got me pregnant. It's his child, you stupid." I'll never forget the look on her face. At first, she was just quiet. She wasn't sure if I was making a joke or not, but when she realized I wasn't joking, she went berserk, and it took 3 doctors to keep her away from me. Meanwhile, I was laughing so hard I almost fell out of bed. I knew I had finally gotten my revenge. And after I'd given birth, Michael came inside to take a look at his daughter. I immediately knew he would be a great father. But then I noticed that he had a big bruise on his face. I asked what happened, and he said my mom had attacked him in the hospital lobby, screaming, "You got my daughter pregnant! You pig! I'll divorce you, you dirty piece of shit!" And afterwards, the police had to arrest her. We both started laughing, even though we knew this wasn't over yet.
Yikes.
The next day, my stepdad went to work, but when he stepped out of his car, my mom drove her car right into him. Luckily, she missed him, and now she's serving a 5-year prison sentence.
Hold up. She said drove the car right into him and missed him. Hold up. I'm going. Go back a little bit.
To work, but when he stepped out of his car, my mom drove her car right into him. Luckily,
Hold up.
she...
Did you see that? It looked like she crashed him into a wall. Like, are you sure she missed him? I mean, sure, maybe he caught onto the car a little bit and then got crashed into the wall lightly, but you completely sure that he didn't get hit by the car at all? Because that looked like a crash, and she said it herself. Like, ran right into him, but luckily missed him. That don't make sense. Anyway, let's continue.
Missed him, and now she's serving a 5-year prison sentence for attempted murder. Of course, I feel bad for her. That's also why I decided to visit her in prison to apologize. But when she saw me, she went nuclear again, hitting against the window and screaming like a psycho. It was so scary, but I couldn't resist laughing again. Please understand that she had always been a terrible mom. When I was 9 and having summer vacation, she disappeared for 2 weeks. I was petrified and not sure if she was still alive, so I just hid inside my wardrobe all day and night. When she finally came back, I ran up to her to take her into my arms, but she just pushed me away and told me to go to sleep. To be fair, though, there were some funny moments. One time, she broke into our neighbor's garage and stole his lawnmower. And 1 week later, she did a garage sale and sold the same lawnmower she had stolen back to its previous owner for $100. Another time, I told her that my teacher was picking on me, and the next day, she stormed into my school and physically attacked that teacher. That's probably not the best way to show your love, but it still counts. Anyway, thank you for listening to my story, and please subscribe to...
Okay, that last one was probably just an excuse to punch a teacher, but that is awesome. Like, my dad said he would do that too. He didn't do it though because none of my teachers were really bullying me until it was too late. Like, Miss Kinsman bullies me, or at least last year she did. She bullied me. Kind of, like, when I didn't know a question, I didn't know the answer to a question, and I went up to ask her. I finished that last question on the paper, gave it to her. I turned around for 1 second, started walking away, and heard her call me Blondie. And I knew it wasn't a joke, because she started hysterically laughing afterward. Not like she said anything afterward, but she called me Blondie and just started laughing right afterward. But I knew it wasn't a joke, because who calls one of their students Blondie? Even if you're just joking, tell them you're joking afterward. And sometimes if I didn't know the answer, she wouldn't help me. I told her I didn't know the homework and I would get bad grades for it, because I didn't know the homework and it would either be turned in late or it would be wrong. But she didn't care. She wouldn't help at all. She would not help me get it right. Anyway, this is Devin signing off, and I will see you guys later. By the way, I might be doing these videos more often than my Gotcha Life ones. Trust me, the Gotcha Life ones take a while. And I'm discontinuing the first series I did, because that one is taking way longer than I thought. I thought it would be 1 episode and then done, but I already have a 3rd part going. But instead, I just deleted the whole 3rd part and made 1 scene, or maybe even 3, that says, I'm done. I'm not doing this series no more. That one took way too long. It's not interesting to me anymore either. Turns out I might be doing 1 episode series now, so they're not even going to be series. It's just going to be basically a mini movie. No parts at all. Because once I do 1 part, I get bored. Right when I at least get to the 2nd part, I get bored. So, peace. Bye.